everyone, this is DHtheGamer, and we will be doing a review of a game called Might and Magic, Duel of Champions, which this is a game produced by Ubisoft. If you guys remember, last week I did a review of Hearthstone, and Might and Magic Duel of Champions is like Hearthstone in the fact that it is an online card game. And it is based off of the Heroes of Might and Magic universe. I've played it a little bit. As you can see, I'm level 3. I haven't gotten that far into it, and so far it has interested me. First, let's take a look at the option. And this game has some very interesting options. Okay, first of all, you can check which language you want to have. Fast play, skips the confirmation step, some options that really help with the actual gameplay. Like you can skip cutscenes, you can tell if you want a hero reminder. Okay, now let's look at the sound and video. Now you can adjust the sound effects, like the card uses, attacks and such, and you can choose to mute the sounds from like chats and stuff, and you can adjust the music volume. That music is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice score. And you can use VSync, which is, I don't really know what VSync is. I know it's very important. I think it is much more useful for like recording stuff. And there's a borderless full screen, which I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm not using that currently. And then you can go to social, to where you can block all friend requests, you can filter the chat, and you can show chat messages in your chat log. And this option right here is very, I think a lot of games should use this, because a lot of games are streamed. This allows you to stream directly through the program to Twitch, which can be extremely helpful if you do not have a streaming software. So that's something I really like about this title. It is very useful for those wanting to get into the streaming society. And I think a lot of games should have this. This is probably a staple option that games should have, especially PC games. Okay, now time to look at the different tabs on the screen. Let's see, it has this flag. I don't know exactly what the flag does, but it has your skill rating and your banner. Oh, that's what it is. And you could probably change it, which I haven't played this that much. I'm just giving basically basically an impression of it. As you can see, I do have my gold, and as you can see, it says what exactly you are hovering over down here in the bottom right, which personally I'm not too glad about that. I would actually like it more if it brought up like a text bubble where you hovered, so you know exactly what it is, instead of having to look where you place your mouse and then look down here to see what exactly you're hovering over. So we do have gold, we have seals, we have tournament tickets, which I haven't participated in a tournament yet, though tournaments we'll talk about later. And then the seals and gold are used to purchase things in the store. And then you're given a level and your experience bar. Then you have a play option. Then there's different tabs here, like there's the news tab, which is what we are here now. It gives different information, like DreamHack winner 2013. The Duel of Champions team will be there, so if you want to check it out or anything. And then it gives information about the new expansion that's up. Okay, then we go to Profile, which you have your banner, which you can select what banner you like. I think I'll go with that one. Then it shows you how much experience you need, gives your skill rating and how many cards you actually have, and has your currencies, and you can pay to get more. Hey, hold on, it's taking a while to load. But yeah, it brings you directly to the shop, and then it shows you what your current mission is and stuff of that nature. Now let's go to achievements. Now, since this is a Steam game, it is very likely to have achievements. So far I've unlocked 5 out of the 120 achievements. So there's still a lot of stuff to do. And achievements, I think, are very essential in games, because if you are someone that loves to complete a game fully, you will find yourself drawn to achievements. So this feature is extremely well for those who want to complete the game. And now we take a look at the shop. Now the shop uses 2 currencies. It uses the gold and the seals. See, the seals, you can purchase packs. Let's go to the consumables. Now these all cost seals. You can buy tournament tickets to participate in tournaments. You can use it to buy experience boost or gold boosts, whichever you prefer. Then let's go to the packs, which some are exclusive, I think. Hold on. Yeah, some are exclusively seals and some are gold. Gold's much more common, and I think the seals are mainly for the newer packs that have just released, and they will eventually be purchasable via gold at a later point in time. Now let's take a look at the decks. Still, you see there are some that are seals, some that are gold. Now let's take a look at the collection. As you can see, I have a collection of cards. I have one pack that I can't open. I can now trade wild cards for cards you want in the Altar of Wishes. Interesting. And that's my wild card, and you can see the different cards you have. I think this will be an excellent time for me to describe the cards. Now, the top left of the card, on the visual of the card, tells how much the card costs. Consider it a mana pool, like Hearthstone or Magic, because you have a set mana pool, but once you use it up, you can't use it again. However, some monsters or spells require different requirements. As you can see, there's a little fist here on this monster. This game is interesting in the fact that not only do you have to have enough mana per se, you have to have certain requirements to summon a card. There are a total of 3 different requirements. There's the fighting, mana, and banner, I think, which I'll get more into once I'll show it more when we actually get into the game. As you see, this requires 2 strength, this requires 2 of that, 1 of that, 1 of that. And then there are different card descriptions, and then for the monsters you have the top number here, which is the attack of the monster. Then you have the second number here, which is a retaliation damage, which I'll get more into when we start a match. And then there's the health of the monster, which does go down like it does in Hearthstone. Okay, I think that's good there. As you can see, I now have how many cards? Doesn't say exactly how many cards I have. I don't think it does. Back in the profile, gives you how many. I have 63 in my collection. And then we can go here, which is the wildcard place, which I just unlocked. Because prior, I have not used it. I have not encountered a wild card. So now with a wild card, I can choose to pick a card that I want. And I do have a... my deck is an Inferno deck. There's different decks that have different heroes and different attributes, and I think you can only use that cards from that for that specific deck or that specific attribute. Which I'm in Inferno, and this Demented is an Inferno, which you can determine by the symbol up here in the top right of the card. I forgot to mention that before. Which there's nothing really I see right now that I want, which I don't already have. So I think I'm going to save my wild cards until I get more. Okay, now it's time to go to the leaderboards, which you can check the different ranks, like your rank. See, I'm not like I'm ranked 500,000. There's a jackpot tournament and a Swiss tournament. Now I did show you the settings. We've discovered all that's up here along the top row, aside from the play button, which we will go into later. Now let's click on the question mark, which is the help. It does describe the game in more detail, like how to play, turn order, card types, the battleground, and a bunch of other things. You do have notifications here, and as you can see, it shows how many cards I have in my collection. I think the 63 that I saw in the profile was the amount of unique cards I have. I think the 100 cards is what I have total. So those are your notifications. You can have a friends list. Right now I don't have any friends that play this game. And then there's the chat room, which you can chat with friends, and you can also chat with your enemies. Now I think that's it for this hub, so let's go to the play. Okay, now there are 4 types that you can play. There is duels, which you can battle against a player, and you can use these different boosts and choose which deck. As you can see, I do have an Inferno deck, which in order to get different decks and different heroes, you have to purchase them with gold or seals, which you can only choose one deck to start out with. You can choose 1 from 3, and I chose the Inferno deck because previously I've kind of dealt with the Duel Masters, and I've always liked the Fire deck, which I think Duel Masters is based off Magic. A lot of card games are based off Magic. So that's the reason why. There's tournaments, which is locked. There's practice, where you can versus an AI versus friend versus online player. Yeah. And then you can go to campaign, which I think is very good, especially in a card game setting. It keeps you interested because it keeps wanting you to come back. And something that has to deal with the campaign system is that you can only unlock certain aspects of the campaign once you have reached a certain level. And if you only do the campaign, you cannot progress any further throughout the campaign unless you have reached that level, and you attain that level by doing duels. So it forces you to play both modes in order to continue with the campaign. So let's take a look at this campaign. You have it's called the Catacombs. It gives you a little description of it. It gives you how much the rewards you get from it. Go ahead and begin. And then there's a little cutscene. And there's no... It's just basically text dialogue. There's no actual voice dialogue in this instance like there is in, say, the tutorial of Hearthstone, to where almost every character has a voice, which it is more enjoyable, but it just depends. And apparently you do not just have to pick the Inferno cards, but that's what you're based with. Okay. Yes, I think I'll keep my... Actually, no, I won't, because I don't have any one costs, which now I do. Okay, going to lay this card down. It's a trap. Okay, now let's take a look here. We have Destiny level. That's what the banner is. Some cards use Destiny, and those are your fortunes. And then you have Magic level, which is used by your spell cards, and then you have the Might level, which is used by your monster cards. Now, sometimes, like say the Lesser Fire Elemental requires both a Might and Magic in order for it to be summoned. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and increase my Might here. Okay, and there's one thing I do not like, is that the text of the cards, you can't really see it. I mean, you can see it a little bit on the bottom, but other than that, you can't really see it on the card. Like, you have to actually right-click on the card for it to be useful. Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll summon you, and I'll destroy you, and increase Might. Okay, not only do you... Now let's talk a little bit more about the game. You have a set amount of cards you can, like I did, you could redraw. And there are these cards down here that are event cards. Each player brings event cards to the game, and you can choose which event you want, and they cycle through. Sometimes the events are good, sometimes they're bad. I don't really like to use the events because usually I don't have the mana or available resources to use it. So I think what I'm going to do here is lay this down and deal 2 damage to you, and then increase my Might so I can summon the Magic Shooter or the Magic Flyer next turn, which you can't see their name. A lot like I said before, the text is real small. You can't see their name, which I do not like. You have to right click on the card to see what it is. See, this is a Lesser Air Elemental, this is a Lesser Fire Elemental. If you wanted to know what they are, you'd have to right click, which I am not a big fan of. That's another thing I do not like about this game. There are some perks and there are some bad parts about the game. Now, one thing I would like to mention is that this game, it is not for the casual gamer. Because, I mean, it's not as easy to pick up as, say, Hearthstone, to where it's pretty simple setup. This game, it's not as simple, as you do have, not only do you have the resource pool, you have the Might, Magic, and Destiny that each affects the cards. Truth, I didn't know what in the world I was doing until I've played it some more. So it's not easy to get into, but once you do get into it a little bit, it will become easier. Okay. Let's see what I can do here. I can... Okay, that was a good play by me. Do this. Wait, what's... Okay. And... It's... Oh no, I forgot to attack! Ah! Stupid me. But, this game, I recommend it because it is a fun game. I mean, it's extremely fun. I mean, I've had some good times just bashing the opponent's player. However, there are aspects of it that, I mean, like I do like the Twitch implementation. I do like it has campaign. That's something that a lot of other card games do not have, or other games in general don't have. And I think that is extremely solid in this. Which, I think I messed up there. But it is, I mean, I really enjoy it. However, again, with the small text, that's one thing I do not like. The text could be a lot better. I mean, the text can be better, and it's very hard to pick up. So I'm just going to be finishing up this game since I think I have said all I could say about it. I would recommend playing it because it is free to play, and I say give it a first time around, and you will enjoy it. And like I said, you will enjoy it. This is free to play on Steam. It's Might and Magic Duel of Champions. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this game. It should be fairly simple at this point. Should. Okay. Let's see, what do I need to do here? I can go ahead and attack and leave him with only a little bit of damage left. And let's see. Okay. I should win here. That Vampire Knight's getting extremely annoying. But I think I got this. Because I can deal this, I can destroy that, or deal damage to that, destroy that, and now draw a card, play a card here, and now there's almost no way that he can win. Okay, so I think I'm going to end it here, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please put them down below. And I hope to see you guys later.